Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome to Lift Your Spirits, which is a horror game where you meet a ghostly abomination who you may or may not fall in love with. Alone on a Friday night, and I'm spending it here. It's like that meme. Alone on a Friday night. Oof. My fingers were sluggish as I typed out the last bit of conclusion needed to finish off my paper. I didn't even bother to spell checking the rest, my hand dragging the cursor across to close the document. Alright, time to submit it. I typed out my regards to Mr. Holtman. Kindly find the attached file assignment. Your student, Manly. Stifling a yawn, I turned on my phone to check the time. 2:53 a.m. That's not bad. The universal experience of losing sleep and gaining eye bags as a college student came to grace me in its hold once again, it seems. 3 a.m. ain't bad. You could do worse. You could do a lot worse. At least it's the weekend. Turning off the computer, it suddenly hit me how quiet it was without my fingers tapping away at the keyboard. Everyone else had left. The campus was open 24/7. But who else was dumb enough to push their luck in submitting their assignment this late? I considered myself lucky Mr. Holtman gave me the extended deadline, otherwise I'd be screwed. Yep. Still, there was also the rumors. Disembodied voices echoing through empty rooms. Heavy footsteps shuffling down the halls. Those who were lucky claimed to see a black silhouette skulking around the vending machine at the end of the corridor, staring at them. Nice. I wasn't the superstitious type, but I had to admit the eerie silence of being the only person here gave me the creeps. I was recalling all the gossip spread around the student body when a sound made me perk up. I glanced behind me over the monitors to see if someone had come in. Nobody. I ignored the goosebumps rising in my arms as I gathered up my items into my bag. Superstitious or no, I've done what I came here for. Time to go. I shambled to the elevators and tapped the button. It rumbled to life, slowly making its way up to my floor. Just a couple more minutes and I'm out of here, I assured myself. I don't know why, but I found myself constantly checking behind me, as if expecting someone there. Yet it's always empty every time I look. I tapped the button some more. The hairs at the back of my neck stood as if I was being watched. I clenched my fists, ignoring how sweaty they felt in my pockets. Is there someone behind me? Ding! Huh, this elevator noise sounds like Manly Badass Hero, that hit YouTuber that you should subscribe to today. I jumped. The door slid open as I released the breath I didn't realize I was holding. I didn't even consider looking back as I stepped inside, refusing to turn around until the doors closed. The chipper background music they played calmed me down somewhat. No, it didn't. I'm almost in disbelief they were still playing at this hour. Almost. If anything, it makes it more scary. Because you're gonna get, like, if, like, some kind of slasher villain's gonna come in here, right? It's not gonna be to, like, scary music. It's gonna be to this chipper music. You know, as they chip you to pieces. I pressed the button for the ground floor, the elevator moving with a small jolt. I mean, if I was a slasher villain, that's the type of background music I would pick anyway. Not saying I am, I think. Was nothing to do but wait. I stared as the numbers slowly descended. The lull of the elevator was starting to make me sleepy. I thought of the things I could do once I got home, just to distract myself for the rest of the ride. A shower for sure. Microwave It's okay, they just have bad electrical. You know how these campuses are, they go cheap on the contractors. I blinked up at the flickering lights. You think your tuition's paying for anything? The elevator shuddered and came to an abrupt halt. The music cut out. I tried the button for the ground floor, then the rest. Unresponsive. Pushing the intercom button gave nothing but static. Hello? No, this can't be happening. Take a moment to compose myself. I called out. Is anyone out there? I'm stuck in here, help! I started slamming the doors as panic took hold. There had to be someone out there. Help, please, I'm in here. I didn't stop for a good minute, getting more and more desperate as tears welled up in my eyes. Why? Why now? Why me? I knocked my forehead against the door in a slump, ready to curl up and cry. This sucks. I was about to turn before I felt a chill run up my spine. The air felt heavy. Just claustrophobia setting in. I didn't think I had a fear of closed spaces. Unless... there was a raspy moan from behind me. I turned my head and screamed. Oh God. Mold. Across me was a growing blotch of darkness, an oozing mass that seemed to melt through the walls. Having lived in a place that had a lot of black mold, it actually is kind of scary. I scrambled away, my back flat against the door. A hand emerged from the writhing form, grasping at the edges. Foul-smelling black ichor dripped from its fingers. Another arm followed suit, clinging to the other side. I couldn't look away. I couldn't find my voice to scream. A face took shape. Boy, you have some wonderful teeth. A pair of hollow eyes and a manic grin of several teeth. You seemed to smile directly at me. I blacked out. Wake up. Hey. I heard a voice, panicked and flustered from above me. A person was looming over me, visibly worried as I blinked back to consciousness. You're alive! I couldn't really check for a pulse, so anyway, are you alright? Yeah, well, I'm pretty good. I can see how you can get a bad ending here. Better hit the old save point. I always feel like a time traveler, you know what I mean? It's like I'm the master of the universe. Not that master of the universe. Because, you just reload saves, right? Metagames kind of play with that concept a bit as far as characterization, but like, this is not a metagame. So I don't want to go for a hard bad end just yet. I want to get some characterization out of this entity. But I don't necessarily want to go for the best end either, so let's go with I think so first. Phew, I'm glad. Didn't mean to scare you back there. I realized I was still in the elevator, but now with a stranger twirling their thumbs in front of me. They were taller than me, looming a few good inches past my head. Their limbs looked even more awkward in the baggy sweater they had. I wasn't sure if they forgot to wash away their makeup, or if they just haven't slept for 3 days straight. Possibly both. I realized they were staring at me as well. Their eyes focused me a little too long as if they'd forgotten how to blink. So... I suddenly remembered the last thing I saw. That creepy shadow from the walls. But before you were here, there was something crawling out of the walls. I know it sounds insane, but I swear, like straight out of a horror movie. The stranger looked nervous. Crap, they think I'm nuts. Don't look at me like that. No, I believe you for sure. You saw it too? Well, sort of. I'm sorry, I was really trying to be sneaky. That must have been uncomfortable to watch, huh? Come again. What are you saying? Well, I heard you yelling for help and I couldn't just leave you alone, so I did the next best thing I could. Are you saying that was you? What kind of sick joke is this? Alright, let's choose the more... We'll go with the more negative one here. I was just trying to help. There's really no easy way to say this. I'm not alive. Not the way you are. Did they mean... You mean like a ghost? The stranger lit up appreciatively. Basically, you must have heard the rumors, right? Well, it's me. In the flesh. You don't have flesh. Or do you? Well, sans the flesh. Stick your hand through them. My hand shot before I could think twice. Wah! The tips of my fingers instantly felt airy and ice cold. Like touching something solid, yet not. Yeah, that's good. Now we're gonna get that bad ending. You should have picked a different player to play, you player character. The stranger yelped and backed away. Hey, you just go around sticking your fingers into people you just met. Sorry, I thought you were messing with me. The stranger was having none of it. Why not even bother? If you sit tight and don't do anything stupid, they'll come find you in the morning. They shifted into a familiar black, shapeless entity, melting into a puddle and disappearing from the floor. Exactly the same way they had entered. Is this the ending? I found myself alone for the next 7 hours. The workers found me half dozing in the corner the next morning. I stayed late most nights on campus to see if the stranger would show up, but it seems they're ignoring me on purpose. I never saw them again. Bad End 1. Rude Awakening. Let's go to the first. Bad choice. Don't touch me, creep. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. Just give me some space, will you? Now let me see. I'm gonna hold the skip button, and if it's the same dialogue, it's gonna skip. What kind of sick joke is this? Just trying to help. And what happens if we choose all these bad options? Is it like the same thing as the other one? So now, what do you get bad end 1 if you stick your hand through them? Like, that's an instant bad end right there. Believe them. I feel like this isn't the worst situation to be meeting a ghost for the first time. The stranger gave a sigh of relief. Thank you for trusting me. I'd ask for your name, but I already know that it's Manly. How do you know that? And correction, it's Manly Badass Hero Justice Weeaboo. How did you... I've been watching you for a while. Huh. You have, huh? Excuse me? Tonight. I've been watching you for a while tonight. It's not safe to be alone this late. I would know. Before I could ask further, they strained. Said you died in this elevator? Anyways, I stuck around to see you write your paper. I don't necessarily agree with your hypothesis, but interesting nevertheless. You're just gonna go mean all the way. Whatever, let's go bad end number 2, come on. Nobody asked for your opinion. Oh, sorry. There's people watching right now like, that's so painful, Manly. Choosing the bad options. This wasn't the way I expected my night to go. I guess the sooner I accepted it, the better. Trust me, you're gonna like having a good end as your finale than a bad end to end the video with. I should probably ask for their name instead of calling them stranger. You know my name, but what about yours? Oh. They looked away, fingers picking at their sleeve. I don't remember. I know who I was and what I did when I was alive, but not my name. Strange, isn't it? Have you ever thought of picking one yourself? Their eyes widen as if they thought never occurred to them. I never need a name. If I were to have one, I've always liked the way Alma sounds. Wasn't that name of that ghost from Fear? Huh. Forgive me, audience. You know what I'm gonna pick here. Sounds stupid. Oh, no need to be rude about it. I went back to twiddling their fingers. We stood in silence for a while, gauging what to say next. I kept glancing back at their hands, wondering if they feel as solid as they looked. They knew I was staring, but didn't seem to mind, waiting patiently in front of me. My thoughts were running wild from sleep deprivation and shocked actually from words past my introductions, to be honest. They started humming softly, as if to fill the silence. That's when it hit me. For a ghost, they could easily be a student just like me. Yeah, a ghost student. I have to ask, how did you, Alma had a knowing look in their eyes. Oh man, it's honestly kind of embarrassing. I actually will insist. Why not? Despite having no blood flowing from their veins, her cheeks seemed to darken. We don't have to get into it. But I really want to know, please? They hesitated before nodding. Promise you won't make fun of me. You slip on a banana peel? Promise. Okay. So I was staying late working on an assignment. Just like you. No one was around. Even back then I was known as a loner most of the time. It didn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. While I was working, I got thirsty. No big deal. Don't tell me you slipped on a banana peel. So I headed over to the vending machine. For a drink. They paused, hands shaking. They clasped their wrists and twisted before continuing. Just a soda. Not too much to ask, right? Did you get killed by a soda can? I paid for the damn thing, but... Oh no, you were crushed by the soda machine, weren't you? Somehow my hand got stuck in the dispenser. So I pulled and well... They struggled a bit before I waited for them to continue. It fell. I felt my whole body being crushed under the weight. I couldn't even cry out for help. And the whole time my hand was still stuck on that thing. Not that I could even tell. I think my wrist was beyond saving at that point. They sunk into themselves. I tried trying to get some cheap soda. How pathetic is that? That's kind of rad. I mean, it's better than banana peel. Wow. Ooh, this choice. It's painful even for me. Can you imagine? You just tell her, yeah, you deserve to be crushed by the soda machine ghost. Doing the bad end round, alright. Almost eye shrunk into thin slits. Is this an instant bad end? It might be. Why are you so mean to me? The lights dimmed, a fuzzy static rising in the air. A heavy weight settled into my chest as Alma stared me down. Their height only made me shrink further. I've done nothing but be nice to you. All I wanted to do was help, and yet... Everything went dark. I stepped back as rasping noises came from in front of me. We deserve this, at least in this round anyway. Sounds of scuffling and bones snapping. My back hit the wall. It was cold. Colder than anything I've ever felt. It hurt to breathe as I waited in the dark for something to happen. Hello? Yeah. The emergency lights turned on. I no longer looked human. Multiple eyes writhed across her form. Tiny slits of red pupils judging me. Mouths cackled and taunted, whispering, "You deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve this." Wait! My feet buckled as the elevator began to drop, free-falling as gravity's pull took over. The buttons began to light up one by one as we fell by each floor, faster and faster as it gained speed. Oh, it's a Tower of Terror. The scraping of metal was loud in my ears. I dropped to my knees begging for it to stop. And stop it did. Splat. Bad end 2. You deserved it. Were you saying that was you? So we're going for the good route now. So no more messing around. Yes, in a way. I was doing the easiest way to say this. I'm not alive, not the way you are. It's okay, I think this is old dialogue. Yep. Believe them. You saw this. Skipping ahead. You want to stick around and see you write your paper? Notice I agree for hypothesis. Interesting on this. Thanks, I think. They gave a shy smile. No problem. This wasn't the way I expected my night to go, but I guess the sooner I accepted it, the better. Now I'm gonna hit the skip button. Same dialogue. And then we're at, I never need a name, but if I have one, I've always liked the way Alma sounds. It's perfect. The smile widened. Thank you, Manly. No problem. Alma went back to twiddling their fingers. We stood in silence for a while, gauging what to say next. I'm gonna hit the skip button. Okay. And there's the story. This is where we left off. I'm trying to debate if insisting is like the mediocre good ending, maybe. We'll do back down for now. I guess I don't have to tell you then. That's alright. I heaved a sigh and moved to sit down, leaning against the door. My suspicion the good ending would be hear the story and then, like, comfort them, right? Because you need to, like, build that attachment to each other. Alma looked on curiously. What are you doing? I straightened and checked on my phone and looked for a time-wasting app. In no time I had one of my mindless games open. Might as well settle in and spend the next few hours trying to beat my high score. Not much I can do right now. Guess I'm Barry last a couple of hours. I pat down a spot next to me. You wanna watch? I'm playing FGO. Watch me roll in the sketch and get nothing. I almost stood for a moment as if unsure. Come on, plenty of room for both. Just watch your legs, lanky. Are they lanky? I can't tell. You don't see the legs. They settled in beside me, sitting crisscross applesauce and leaned over to look at my phone. My shoulder immediately chilled at their close proximity. I didn't bother bringing it up. We chatted amicably as my fingers tipped away at my screen. I'm getting more invested the higher my numbers got. Maybe we're playing Idolmaster, Starlight Stage. Maybe it's at Starlight Stage. But otherwise, it was peaceful company. A few hours passed. I must have dozed off at some point. As the next thing I knew, there were some whirrings behind me that woke me up with a jolt. Voices began to call out, and I turned to see some workers prying the door open for me. It took no time for me to step outside when their work was done. The sunlight shining over me made it feel like everything that happened last night was a dream. This is probably the mediocre ending. We probably do need to hear the backstory. I turned to my phone and looked at the time. Instead, I saw an unsent message typed out on the screen. Be safe, careful about staying late next time. That's not too bad. I blinked and looked around. A cold chill on my arm, and I almost turned to expect Alma, but saw nothing. Next time. I put my phone away and rubbed my bleary eyes, mentally making note to stay back at the campus more frequently from now on. Good and one. Till next time. So we're going to hear the backstory. This is where we're going to find out about the whole thing. Skip ahead. And... it's none. I'm sorry that happened to you. I put my hand over theirs. It passed right through, giving a nice cold chill on my fingertips, but it almost seemed to appreciate it nonetheless. It looked up at me, their nervous hands finally coming to a stop. I've never told anyone about before. I didn't think it would feel this freeing, thank you. You know, I think you're a really great person. Yes, I am. I want to help you get out of here. I tilted my head. How? You're not gonna, like, kill me and then throw my ghost through there, right? How are you gonna do that? I can try some things. That is, if you trust me. When in doubt, choose the bottom option. They clapped their hands excitedly. Okay, here we go. You might want to hold on to something. Oh no. Before I could ask further, the elevator began to drop. My heart plunged in my throat as my weight shifted upwards. Alma? Hang on. Let me focus. The buttons reached for a flash beside me. Welcome to the Tower of Terror. I closed my eyes shut and decided to trust them. It felt like a roller coaster heading straight to the ground. The air whizzed around me. I grit my teeth and clenched my hands. Knuckles probably white if I bothered to look. And just like that, it stopped. I yelped as the elevator jolted. I landed on my ass with a smack. Ow. I blinked my eyes open to see Alma clapping excitedly. I looked over to see me on the floor and gestured toward the doors. They creaked open as if manually pulled apart by an unseen force. My jaw dropped as I realized they really did bring me to the ground floor. Did Alma, like, attack you a lot in elevators in fear? I'm assuming it was called, Alma. I think that was the name of the ghost. I just never noticed, like, a lot of elevator jump scares. You really did it. I did. I never got to do that before. I couldn't believe my eyes. I stood and threw my arms around Alma. Only completely passed through them. They yelped and back away to the wall. Give me cinema before you do that. I don't appreciate feeling hands inside of me. It's gross. Ah, sorry. I gathered myself and stood for the doors, Alma following suit. Sure enough, the lobby was empty, like my soul. The clock on the wall indicated it was close to 4 AM now, like my soul. Well, I guess this is it. I turned to see them trying hard not to reach for their hands. Fingers twitching and intertwined with one another. It all happened so fast. It's like that I could leave and go home right now if I wanted to. Alma, thank you, I appreciate it. They nod understandingly. I stood there for a moment as they looked at me, before averting their eyes. They were waiting for me to leave. I grasped my phone inside my pocket, mustering the courage to ask what I was about to ask. What are we about to ask? Would you ever want to hang out again? And something other than the elevator. It did double take. Huh? Would you want to hang out? Yes! But why would you want to? Why wouldn't I? I like you. Once again, their cheeks darkened despite being them. I like you too. Yeah, I'd love to hang out again. Great, preferably when I'm, you know, not stuck and helpless in an elevator. See, Manly agrees with me. My heart skipped a beat as I laughed lightly. Preferably, of course. I'll see you next week. Yes, don't worry about time or place. I can always find you, wherever you are in the building. Huh. Kind of unsettling, but okay. Stay safe, Manly. I waved a hand towards the entrance, pulling my phone out to call for a driver from one of my apps. When I turned to look back, Alma was already gone. Good into Friends for Life or more? A YouTube title. So that's it for Lift Your Spirits. You know, it's like a little short visual novel horror game. More on the cutesy end, of course, except for the one bad ending. So, I checked the developer's profile. It doesn't seem like they've made anything else, unless they went under different names or something like that. I think it's a solid enough like initial, kind of little spooky thing for Halloween. Art's good. The scary Abomination was good. And conceptually it was fine. A little too short, but, you know, it's kind of got like a little bit of a game jammy feel. I don't think they were trying to make something really long. And I would probably like at least a couple more bad ends. Like a little more gradient on that. Because it seems like the bad ends are primarily tied to a couple of really key decisions. Like really bad ones, obviously. That would piss anyone off. So a couple more bad ends, without necessarily increasing the length of the actual visual novel too much longer, would add a little more contrast spice. You got a little bit there, but it would add a little bit more spice to add that, oh, don't forget, Alma can be dangerous. They are an otherworldly being. If you're unusually cruel or a little weird or something like that, you know, they can just end you. But even on like the good ending route, it does just really come down to the thing just being too short. It's like 20 to 30 minutes long. So in that time frame, you're only able to really get like a surface level character development of the character, Alma that is. So your only like remorse point is like, oh, the soda machine fell on them, which sounds, it's kind of like, that's a little more on the shocking of like ways it could die, right? Obviously that's the intent. But yeah, pretty much like all the criticisms just boil down to like length. But I don't think if they make any like future works, I think this thing is kind of showing like, oh, okay. I would definitely like hop in on like another entry on maybe another like horror visual novel or something if they ever made one. Also, I'm not sure if the Alma is reference to Fear, because you know the ghost thing. And Alma was also like a ghostly abomination too, like not just a ghost or a ghostly abomination. But I like the name Alma for ghosts. I feel like it does have like a good horror punch to it in that context. Just random thought. Anyway, so thank you all for watching play Lift Your Spirits. I'll see you guys later and take it easy.